Welcome to the Gamescape, everybody. My name is Jarek, and today we are back in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. This is episode 135 of our playthrough, and in our previous episode, we found and entered Demalcio's manor so that Arushale could try and convince him to return to the path of good and rejoin Elysium and leave the Abyss behind. He wasn't interested, and so she then apologized to him for what she did and asked for his forgiveness, and she was ready to leave and, basically just part company forever. And he decided that he wasn't okay with that and told her that she belonged to him and she wasn't ever going to leave him again. So fight ensues, of course. He had several succubi as guards, and we ended up fighting against all of them. And then we had to take him on directly after that. During the first part of that fight, he was not a valid target, so we couldn't go after him right away. And so he ended up running into kind of the adjoining chamber and got two more of his, I guess they were probably his elite guards or something. And so we ended up kind of down to the edge there, down to the end. Pretty decent fight, I thought. It went well. It was, we bounced a few spells off of spell resistance on the succubi. They're actually pretty good with their spell resistance, so that didn't go as smoothly as it maybe could have, but we ended up winning in the end, and so everything ended up fine. After that, we came back here to the Nexus because Valric was in not very good shape. He had already been taken down once. He was kind of on his last life there, and his last stand was gone, so I decided it was probably a better idea to come back and rest up than to try and keep going in the state that he was in. So when we got back here, Arushale wanted us to enter her dream realm again and basically burn everything. She realized that she didn't have any dreams of her own in there, or not very many anyway, but only other people's dreams, and she wanted to get rid of them and start over. But she wasn't sure she could do it herself, so she asked us for our help. We went in, we helped her with that, and set fire to all the different little dreams that were in there, but there were two things in there that wouldn't burn. The first was the nightmare shadow that represented Demalcio, and that made some sense because that was actually one of her dreams. That was her nightmare. It wasn't somebody else's. And so it wasn't so easy to burn. But the other thing that made less sense was there was a table in there that also wouldn't burn for some reason. She doesn't really know why exactly, but she wanted some time to reflect on it and think about it. So we'll get back with her at some point down the road a little bit. Then between episodes, I went ahead and I leveled up Trevor. He is a two-handed fighter, armored Hulk and Hell Knight. I actually put his level into two-handed fighter because I hadn't noticed he was a Hell Knight right away. And I probably should have put it there, but I didn't. So it's fine. I don't see us using him very much. He's a lot the same as Valric is. I did get his mythic abilities done. I think he's got unlimited range, and he's got last stand as everybody else does. And he's got a couple of other things too. He had two improvements to his specialization in falchions, and so that's his weapon of choice, two-handed falchion. So that's kind of where we're at with him. Like I said, I don't suspect we're going to be using him all that much, to be honest, because he really is mostly the same thing as Valric. So, and we've already got a big damage dealer with Valric, so we kind of prefer to have some of the other support type classes in there, and so that's the way it's just going to be. So moving on, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to think about doing some stuff. So I'm going to bring us through here, through the Nexus, to the lower city instead of going to through the portal. And the reason why is one of the things that we've got on the docket before we leave this place is helping out the thing with the Echo of Discari. So who is it? Targana wants us to meet with her. So the Echo of Discari is hiding somewhere nearby, and he captures someone from Plurus Fall. But how can the commander find his hiding place and get inside without alerting the enemy? So what we need to do is meet up with Targona. They're waiting in the Nexus to discuss the situation. So I think that's what we're going to look at today, and we'll kind of see how things go from there, because I'm at a little bit of a stalemate as far as finding the Harem of Ardent Dreams. There was one thing that I did notice, and I don't think it was last episode, I think it was the episode before, was that in the flesh markets there actually was like a senior guard And I don't think they put those just everywhere. Usually they're actually guarding a door, so it could be that it's there and we just haven't seen it. Maybe I don't know yet. So I do kind of want to get back to the flesh market and check that out, because that might be where it is. I thought we looked around there pretty good, but I wouldn't mind giving it one more once over, and we'll see what happens. But that's not going to be, probably not today. I want to get down here and start this thread with the Echo of Discari and saving Eliandra. So that is where we're heading today. I'm going to buff up before we get going here. This is going to last us about 15 minutes. So, or well, it probably won't. It's actually really, really short. But once I take the potion, I'm not going to be able to use it anyway, because his intelligence falls too far with his strength mutagen. So might as well have it now. And then this one is Shield from Demon Kind. I don't remember how long this one lasts. This one is 1 minute per caster level as well. So, but that's one of his angel spells, though that's not one of his mage spells. So that's okay to leave off for right now. So then we're going to take the mutagen, and then we're going to head in, and we'll select our party. And I think we're good with everybody, except I want Sela back in here instead of Sociel. I think that will be just fine. So let's go with this. All right, here we are. And there's Targona right there. So excellent. Let's have a chat with her. Finally, you're here. This evil city frightens me. I feel like it's watching me with thousands of soulless, bloodthirsty eyes. But enough about me. I want to talk about our mission. I remember what the accursed Echo of Discari told us when we met him after the fight with Mutasafin. One day you will learn that the fire can scorch you too. That's what he said. I think he is responsible for these invisible burns. Targona adjusts her wings slightly, both the real one and the monstrous one given to her by Arilu. There's one thing I learned from that witch, Arilu Vorlesh. Any weakness can be turned into a strength. The Echo wants us to suffer, but our suffering will be his downfall. I still have my invisible burns. I chose to keep them. I wanted to see if I would feel them in Illusionera, and I did. When I traveled into the city, the burning pain intensified. I believe the Echo's lair, or at least a portal to it, must be somewhere nearby. We just have to find it. I don't feel anything, and I haven't had any new burns. Although the hand of the Inheritor healed you in the Nexus, I still bear my invisible burn wounds. Targona gives you a sad smile. And they will lead us to our enemy. Okay, how are we going to find it? If you can keep me safe from the demons, I'll try to find its exact location. All right, well, I think we can arrange that. I guess we're going. If you want me to keep you safe, maybe don't run off ahead of me like that. Okay, so question. Are we seeing anything new over here by chance? Oh, she's running. Oh, yeah, she's running right into trouble. Just look at that. An angel with a wing of the abyss. I want to have her. I want to taste her. They'll trade an entire army of souls for this oddity of the flesh markets.
Let's prove their logic is lacking.
Well. Okay. So we got, what, 2 Galabras used. I'm going to try and back out a little bit there. Those guys are really big. All right. Anybody else getting in on this, or is it just the 2 big guys? Looks like it's just the 2 big guys. All right, so I think we're going to start out, probably should have done this before. Start out with a hurricane bow. Okay, mirror image. Okay, Wooljiff. We're going to be a few seconds before we can do... Yeah, I really should have buffed the party up before I got into this. That was dumb. All right, let's get in there and work on this guy. I didn't see what he needed. All right, Ember. Let's have a armor class. debuff here. And then a cackle. Aura, see if you can get anything there. Got one of the mirror images. Nenio, do I want you to do a haste? Probably a haste. Ooh. Who was that? Oh, that was Targona you just hit? Oh yeah, geez, he almost killed her in one hit.
No glory without risk!
Alright, Rushley. See if we can...
I will resist.
Okay, Woljif. Get in.
Why not both?
Okay.
Surrender or else.
Oh, okay. That wasn't exactly what I meant. Nenio, let's see. Let's hit him with this, I guess. Sela, you should probably lay hands on Targona. Make sure she doesn't die. I don't know if that's enough. Probably not. Then get up in there. Oh, now she can heal herself. Okay, good.
Prepare yourself.
Distract them for me.
Hey, Ember, why don't you hit him with one of these littler ones? And that ought to about do it for the mirror images, at least. Nenio, I think we're good. You can probably just sit tight here.
The light take you!
All right, there we go. Duck doll. Did she just run off again? All right, well, she can fend for herself for a second because we're going to take a second.
I'm always open to ideas.
She's already buffed up, so is he.
Please.
She could
allow
definitely, she could got that going already. Yup.
A bright future
Sela, you
awaits
could
us.
probably go with this minute per level. That's not your best one, so it's okay.
This
Okay.
war must end.
Ember, let's get a heal going on Valric. Valric's the only one that really took any hits, so I think we're good there. All right, we're good. Let's get going. Oh, portal to the Echo of Discari's lair. I'm glad she waited for us. Targona looks at the portal arch, her eyes burn with fury. It's here. This searing agony I can barely stand, but the portal is closed. It's sealed shut. This portal is similar to the one you used to travel from the Nexus, but it looks far more ominous. From a distance, the pattern of symbols in the arch resembles a swarm of insects. The keyhole is equipped with the shiny metal mandibles that look as though they're ready to snap shut at any moment. All right, how do we open it? It's been enchanted. It can only be opened with a special key. The Echo is careful. I should have known that he would never leave a path open to his lair. Do not blame yourself, sister. Perhaps the Echo has done business with some of the residents of this blasphemous city. If so, it's possible that a few of them have keys, or, as repulsive as this idea may sound, we could ask for help from the local rulers. We were going to have to visit them anyway. Okay, well, I guess we deal with the portal later. Very well, but I will stay and watch the portal. Do not worry about me. The hand of the Inheritor taught me the magic that makes him invisible to demons. I can stay here unseen by our enemies. Come find me when it's time to attack. Okay, so can't get in there. Okay, we can't go in there. The other thing that we can do is we can go to the tavern again, because we know that the crazy guy who keeps asking all the demons for dates is there now. And we can go see what his deal is. Just another real quick check to make sure we haven't missed anything. Rotten Guttery, there's the portal. I don't see any more doors. There's our Nexus, Monagos Hideout, Bad Luck Tavern, Bad Luck Tavern, Bad Luck Tavern. Battle Bliss, Portal, Middle City. Okay, so we haven't missed anything. All right, let's go in the tavern. Probably could sell a few things off too if we really wanted to. Red Mask is here still. I don't think he had anything to say too much. No, not looking for drinking companions. There he is. Jail cot. The young man sifts through a pile of papers scattered across the table in front of him. He jots down notes excitedly, pausing occasionally to take a sip of the nondescript liquid in his mug. As you approach, he looks up from his work and gives you a cheerful smile. Hello, my name is Geocott. I am a wandering bard, researcher, and scientist. I study both the natural and the unnatural. How can I be of assistance? You don't look like a fellow scientist. You may think you're a great researcher, but your lack of organization suggests that you're nothing more than an amateur. However, I appreciate your choice of research subjects and your method of gathering data. I've never thought of inviting a demon out on a date. I'll have to try that sometime. All right. Okay, who are you? What do you mean, who? I just told you. Perhaps I was speaking too quietly. Just a moment. He puts a glove puppet dragon on his hand and ventriloquizes in a deep, booming voice. Geocott, a wandering bard. I'm famous on 3 planes and banned on 4. If you want an autograph, get in line. All right, well, why do you have the dragon puppet? Ah, this? The young man holds up his crudely sewn glove puppet. The dragon glares at you with its button eyes. This is for my performances and for everyday use, too. It's always useful to have a dragon in your pocket. Right. What are you writing? Oh, I'm compiling my notes into a book. It will cause a sensation once it's published. I've been on so many horrible dates, but horrible dates make for great stories. The young man shakes his notebook triumphantly. I've documented them all here. I've dated all kinds of demons, from Abracandaloos and Dretches to Galabrazoos and Baylors. I'm publishing a complete guide to dating in the abyss. Just you wait. My book will be the subject of conversation on every plane. Right, dates with demons. Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't do this because I was desperate for dating partners. I've been conducting my research for my book. Can I see your notes? Of course. Good luck trying to read my handwriting, though. Ha! Geocott hands you his notebook. He holds up his gloved puppet dragon and ventriloquizes in a deep voice. Rejoice, puny mortal. You're about to read the first draft of my future interplanar bestseller. It isn't easy to decipher the bard's handwriting, but you quickly realize that his notes are long, rambling discourses about all sorts of strange topics, from advice on how to take an abracandaloo to an art exhibition, to practical suggestions for properly rubbing a Vavica's snout. He also recommends that you take brimaracks to restaurants with spicy cuisine and omoxes to mud spa resorts. It is certainly an unusual collection of romantic hints and tips. So, what do you think? Brilliant, right? The young man beams at you. There's only one problem. I'm not very good at titles. A complete guide to dating in the abyss? That sounds too boring. An excellent guide? Nah, that's not it either. Oh, I just can't come up with anything good. Do you have any suggestions? Well, you need the title to sound what? You need your title to sound authoritative. Something like Dates with Demons, an unabridged, unbridled, and untamed guide to dating in the abyss. Oh, the young man is clearly impressed. He writes down your idea in his notebook. That's perfect. With a title like this, my book will sell like hotcakes. Thank you. But I must reward you for your help. What can I give you? Oh, I've got an idea. Geocott rummages through the contents of his bags for a moment. Then he pulls out a multicolored shirt. I don't wear things like this anymore. I've recently changed my style, but it is enchanted and with some helpful spells. Take it, it might be useful. And after my book is published, feel free to come back for an autograph. The bard smiles at you and returns to his work. So we got the Happy Traveler's shirt. What does the Happy Traveler's shirt give us? That is a question. I think shirts are after scrolls, honestly. No. Unless it's way at the bottom. Yep, here it is. Happy Traveler shirt. Increases the wearer's base speed by 10 feet. In addition, whenever the wearer travels for 50 feet or more in a round, they are affected by the greater invisibility spell effect for 1 round. Well, that's handy. I don't know who needs it, but it's handy. Well, Valric's already got a shirt that's pretty good. She doesn't have one. She does. She doesn't either. Although I don't know if she needs the invisibility spell quite as much. Woljif might actually benefit from it. Let's give that to Woljif, actually. I think that's probably a good idea. That way, if he's like making big moves and stuff like that, he can go invisible and still get his sneak attacks in and stuff like that. I think that's perfect. So, all right, let's check the journal, see what else we got going on today. Okay, still working on audience. Still working on finding the Ardent Dream conquest, becoming famous. We're getting there. Rapture of Rupture. Still need to meet with Alexia. So this is different. So we've got 2 things that are happening at the Harem of Ardent Dreams. Grudges to settle. Talk to Shivaro's successor. Shivaro has been driven out of the 10,000 lights, but it's unlikely she will let this go unpunished. By their nature, demons are incapable of forgetting grudges. The memory of the injury lives in their heads forever, waiting for a chance for revenge. The craving for vengeance grows and grows, eroding them like a blood-red rust, enveloping them like flesh-eating moss until nothing remains but pure malice. Shivaro's current whereabouts are unknown, but there is no doubt that others began vying for her position the moment she was tossed out. As soon as Shivaro's successor is chosen, it would be wise to talk with them to figure out where the pernicious demoness can be found. All right. So she'll be at 10,000 delights for sure. We actually saw her briefly in the flesh market, so I think that's maybe where we'll head up next. Since we're right here, we can just, oh, you know what? Probably quicker to just go up the stairs here. Well, it's probably not actually, but we don't have a portal into 10,000 delights, so this will work. It might take us a minute longer. So we just have to go over to here, go up to the middle city. This is good. This will get us near the flesh markets too. We can scope that out one more time. See what was up with those guards. Oh, I should have sold off stuff while we were at the tavern. Oh well, it's okay. Okay. So we are here. We're close to the flesh markets anyway, right? Yes, we are. Well, I sure don't see anything. It seemed like they were right here. All right, well, let's go to the flesh markets first since we're right here. That's just right down here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that that guard was like right down here, I think. Slave traders. There's a guard. I thought there was like a senior guard here. Venture Captain Gristoff. He we didn't talk to. Let's talk to him. Venture Captain Gristoff, a lean old man with his back as stiff as a pikestaff, casts a piercing look at you. His gray hair and luxurious sideburns grant him an imposing and significant demeanor. Greetings, I am Count Christoph Rolano. I have the honor of serving as venture captain of the Pathfinder Society, heading the branch of the society in the Lucian era and its adjacent territories. If you need services of Pathfinders, I can be of assistance. Well, we could make a donation. The society has fixed charity rates, preventing corruption. I personally find this practice very wise. A donation for the prisoners of the abyss is 50,000 gold coins. Price is high, but it will give freedom to the unfortunate. So be it. Base profit is not worth more than a life. All right. Handle this gold wisely. Count respectfully takes the money from your hands. The Pathfinder Society is grateful for your help, Commander. The unfortunate folk enslaved by demons will glorify your name throughout the abyss. All right. Well, I think that's all we need, really. Okay, lost our gold coins. That's okay. I was sure... I saw like a... Things are moving. We get across that just settled down. Stop. See, this thing's moving up and down, but I don't know if we can get across there. Sure doesn't seem like it, does it? Oh, but we can get over here, though.
I sense something.
We need to fix our party order, too. All right, let's fix our party order here. This is super messed up. Well, it's not super messed up, but it's somewhat messed up. There we go. That's better. And then let's have... Usually take care of that for us.
I finished here. Is there more?
Portal up.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
Okay, I guess somebody thinks that we're their property. Oh, hello. That's a big demon. Vavica demon, huh? Okay, well. Got Ninio and Ember coming up together. That's probably going to be good.
Time to share your treasures.
Okay, Ninio, I want you to go after Ember. Because we are going to curse... Well, let's look at this guy and see if we can actually hurt him here. His will's only plus 24. So we'll get it down to plus 20. That's actually still really good. But he'll need an 11, I think, to dodge her spell twice. Needs 11 twice. Level 18 outsider. Immunities. Electricity fired, all the dominate spells. But nothing says he's immune to illusions. Let's give it a try. Let's see what we got. Ember, give me Curse of... Saving throws. Okay, needed a 2. Oh, it's wills plus 4, but it's got iron will, improved iron will, and unholy aura. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get it. Its modifiers are plus 24 to get 31, I think is what, 31 or 32 is what her spell save DC is. We're gonna try it anyway. That's still Ember. Let's move Ember away a little bit. Gonna try it anyway. Probably not gonna get it, but we'll see. Oh, we hit him. Just not for enough. Will saving throw succeeded. Yeah, plus 20 to get 31. Needed 11. Got a 17 and then an 18. Well, that gets our Shadow Demon out anyway. Okay, and Ennio, you come over here too. Okay, Rochelet, let's work on something. That guy's just a mountain hit points, 315. This thing is 171.
Desna, guide my hand.
Wow, good shooting. Incubus Butcher. Okay.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Whoa. That's got a breath weapon. All right. Good to know.
Cover me, all right?
All right. Let's hit it with the old cannon here. That's good shooting. That is good shooting right there. Rochelet, keep working on him too.
Make your peace.
Need 8s.
Into the fray. I'm done with you.
Uh-oh. Got a bunch of guys that are frightened. Like everybody's running away. Ember's not scared. Alright, hit him again, Ember. In fact, you know what? Why don't you activate your maximize rod and then hit him with this. 66, 20, and 17 on the crit. Well, okay, that's all the closer she can get. All right, Rochelet, keep shooting. Nice, done. Huh. Of course, we can't charge him because that would be silly if we could charge. Huh. Okay, that should do. Oh, here we go. Magic full plate, scimitar, protection ring, magic half breastplate, magic shirt. That's nice. Maybe. See what all that ends up being. Okay, that's that. That's the portal we just came up. That must be Nocticula there. Not sure. All right, who's hurt? Everybody's hurt.
Trust in yourself.
Let's have a heal on Valric. And let's have one of these on Nenio.
I can do this. You're a
Okay,
good person. I like you.
keep going with those. Maybe we have Sela do one of her heal everybody. So there we go. That puts everybody up in good shape, except for Aura's a little bit down yet. That's okay. That I'm not as worried about. Nope. Everybody comes this way. Is this it? It is! Hooray! Senior guard, first time here. Fearsome-looking succubus steps forward, blocking your path. Are you sure you're welcome here? This is the Harem of Ardent Dreams, the place of Chimera, the palace of Chimera, chief demoness of this city, after Nocticula, of course. But when did Nocticula ever care about our petty concerns? Bottom line, this palace belongs to the person who really runs everything around here. Got it? Yeah, got it. Want to go inside still? Demon shrugs. You're known in the city. I don't think Chimera would deny you an audience. Come in. Okay, here we go. We are inside the harem. Alexi is here. It was a good idea of mine to introduce you to high society at this reception. We're a subject of gossip among the guests. I heard them whispering about how we showed up together. Well, look nice, stunning in your new outfit as usual. Alexia covers her mouth with her hand as she gives an elegant little laugh. I certainly wouldn't go out wearing the same dress as last time, could I? I would have bored you. Moreover, I would have bored myself. Chimera's voice rings out throughout the hall. All rise. The proceedings will now begin with the dispensation of false justice. I, Chimera of the Ardent Dream, will perform the duties of judge. The rights of prosecution will be granted to anyone acquainted with the rage and hatred, and the party of the defender will be given a time and a blind fate. And the part of the defender will be given to time and blind fate. All the participants are obligated to show due dread and obedience to the decisions of the court. Now, our first case is brought by the assassin Dogward against the bodyguard for hire Catrol. Dogward accuses Catrol of being exceedingly nimble and dexterous. The excessive dexterity enabled the defendant to foil 3 assassination attempts against his employer, thus preventing the plaintiff from fulfilling his contract. Alexi is more interested in having a conversation than watching the sham trial. You know, Valric, after our last, Alexi pauses playfully, visit to the Battle Bliss, I've been thinking a lot about the customs of Galarian. Despite our differences, we actually have a lot in common. Our actions and desires stem from the same passions, except when it comes to... Alexia's eyes widen with excitement, and she utters a word that is foreign to the abyss as you are. To love. It's common knowledge that demons know nothing about love, so why don't you explain it to me? Okay, so we got a ton of choices here. It's pure and uplifting feeling in your soul that cleanses your heart and burdens and pains. of all burdens and pains. We could go lawful. That's a little bit. Now let's go. Maybe I don't know. This is tough. I don't know if it really matters that much. We'll ask if the inheritor still thinks she's dangerous. I'm sure he does, but let's do this anyway. More than ever, take a look at this place. She brought you here to witness this mockery of justice, to watch his genuine insult to truth and fairness. She's either trying to provoke you to violence or make you one of her obedient puppets. So, yep. Do we dodge it and ask about the trial? Yeah, maybe we'll try that. I'm sorry, but this doesn't bother you? What? It takes Valexia a moment to understand your meaning, but then she shrugs. Well, I did warn you that there would be entertainment at this reception, didn't I? If it bothers you, I could ask my dear Shamira to be a little quieter with her executions. All right. Well, anyway, love, getting back to that. It's pure and uplifting feeling in your soul that cleanses your heart of all burdens and pains. Alexia stares at you with wide eyes as she repeats your words. Pure and uplifting feeling. How intriguing and how unfamiliar. Our passions are tempestuous and our feelings stem from the darkest depth of our souls. But you say this feeling is pure. Fascinating. Growling with rage, Catrol, the bodyguard, has his head chopped off with a giant axe for being too good at his job. The crowd roars its approval, and the beaming plaintiff counts his coins. This is a perversion of justice. They're making a mockery of the very idea of a fair and noble trial. They enjoy ridiculing the law. Yeah, well, consider where we're at. Lexia asks, is it not true that love restricts freedom and that its harsh constraints can sometimes lead to cruel, evil deeds? Does not love force people to act contrary to their desires and subordinate them to the object of their affection? Do not even the most loving souls feel occasional regret about trading away their freedom for love? Haven't the most terrible betrayals been committed for the sake of love? Doesn't unrequited love cause mortals to commit suicide? And isn't rejection the reason they often resort to violence and other terrible crimes? I'm most curious to hear your answer to these questions. So we have a bunch of choices here too. No, these things are caused by lust and dark desire, not true love. So you believe that real love is pure and leads only to pure deeds. If that's true, I can't help but wonder, what happens to a demon who encounters true love? Will her love darken and die, or will the demon rise above herself? Shamira, the ardent dream. The execution has the audience in an uproar. The demons howl their approval, and Shamira has to raise her voice to be heard above the noise. Next, we'll hear the case of Varsa, the Noxecutor. He attacked two Illusioneer's visitors from another plane, even though the great Nocticula made it clear that they were under her protection. Varsa, the Nose Cutter. I'm sorry, I misread that, guys. Varsa, the Nose Cutter, tracked down his victims in the upper city and killed them with his glaive. Then he robbed them and cut off their tongues and noses. This scrawny demon doesn't look like a hardened killer. He writhes in his shackles, yelling hysterically, "But I am not Varsa, the Nose Cutter. I don't even know who that is. My name is Sharzal, and I've never been to the upper city. I'm not allowed to enter, even though that's where a slaver of my status should live. Besides, I've never held a glaive in my life. This is all Hepsamira's fault. She wanted to buy my slaves at half price, and I refused to sell. And now she's taking revenge against me and plans to get her hands on my slaves." Yeah, it seems to me that love is like a living creature. Sometimes it behaves one way and other times another way. It is contradictory and inconsistent. It leads to both good and bad outcomes, and like every living creature, is bound to die eventually. After all, every love, no matter how strong, is doomed to die. Is that not so? Ember nods seriously. That is true. Love always ends. It either ceases to be love, or it is lost altogether when the one we love dies. That is why we mortals value love so much. We know that it will be over before we are ready. But that isn't true. We value it for the moments of true happiness. When you are with the people you love, you can laugh and drink and joke and tell silly stories, and you feel like it will last forever, because when love is with us, death ceases to exist. Ember answers with a cheerful laugh. Of course you are right. What you say is so nice, and it's so true. Love does help us feel less afraid of death. It can even make us feel immortal. Well, true love lives forever. Let's go here first. This isn't a trial, it's a parody. Well, I find it quite funny. Besides, I've heard that this event has a lot in common with the way trials are held in your native Galarian. Is that not so? Nah, not really, but okay. True love lives forever. Alexia looks at you doubtfully, but you can see how desperately she wants to believe you. Don't lie to me. I need you to be honest. Do you truly believe that? Don't answer. I can see that you're being sincere. Shamira shouts to be heard above the screams of Varsa, the nose cutter. The court finds the evidence of the indicted person's innocence to be quite convincing. However, false justice requires every sin be punished, so therefore, I hereby declare that this demon is Varsa the nose cutter and shall be executed without further delay. Shamira throws a conspiratorial glance at Hepzibah, who stands nearby. The latter grins and bows mockingly. Shamira announces loudly, and the last crime of the day is the most harmful and treacherous. That's going to be us, of course. The crime of sinful mercy, and the offense was further aggravated by an attempt at self-sacrifice. A tiefling is brought forward in chains. Shamira glares furiously at the bloodied, beaten figure. The mortal who stands before you is a descendant of Sharzal, a slave trader who died recently. A week ago, this tiefling was offered the chance to be an accomplice in the murder of his progenitor, Sharzal, in exchange for a portion of Sharzal's slave holdings. However, this mortal refused to participate in such a cunning, highly profitable murder, driven by some insane familial sentiment and a disgusting display of fondness. Shamira literally spits out the last word. He warned Sharzal about the possible attempt on his life and personally hired Catrol, one of the best bodyguards in Elutionera, to guard his father's life. Shamira has to shout to be heard over the indignant clamor of her demonic audience. There's more. During the last attempt on Sharzal's life, this mortal, driven by the most disgusting feelings of duty and gratitude for his own existence, tried to cover his father with his own body to save him from the assassin's dagger. We find such actions to be criminally insane and dangerous. Therefore, false justice demands that we sentence this mortal to death. Sharzal's property will be declared destitute and of an heir, and henceforth accessible to anyone who wishes to take possession of it. The tiefling is too weak to protest, and at a signal from Shamira, he's executed by the guards. Alexia smiles at you, her eyes sparkling with excitement. She seems uninterested in the drama that just played out before your eyes. Thank you for our conversation. I expected to find it interesting, but I had no idea our discussion would be so thought-provoking. I am so glad I decided to come here with you, and I sincerely hope that you'll visit me again. I hope to see you at my manor soon. I host small receptions for the most interesting and noteworthy residents of the Upper City. Conversations at these receptions are always entertaining. If you were to attend, we could continue our discussion about love. Of course, I seriously doubt my guests would be as interested in this topic as I am, so perhaps we should finish our conversation in private. I hope to see you soon, sweet Valric. Don't stay away too long. I'm looking forward to your next visit. Alexia gives you a dazzling smile, then vanishes into thin air. All right. And with that, I do think it's probably a good idea for us to vacate the premises, because we are here without a lot of support, to be honest. Okay, let's head back this way. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us back over to 10,000 Delights. All right, so we need to come back this way. All right, well, that wasn't the senior guard I remembered seeing, but it worked out. Okay, so we need to come over this way to get up to the 10,000 delight. All right, we got about we're about 50 minutes into this episode. I don't know how long this next part's going to take, so I'm thinking maybe what we do is we just call it an episode here, and next time we will go in and we will talk to Shivaro's replacement, and then after that, hopefully one of these people is going to give us some information about the Echo of Discari's gate and how to get in there. That might have to be Nocticula though herself. So, but we ought to be getting close to being ready to go up and see Nocticula, because we're getting a lot of these are getting done. So experiencing bliss, rapture of rupture. Yeah, so we got to go back to the rapture of rupture and attend her little thing there, and that should hopefully wrap up that part of it. Shivaro's successor is where we're at now. Devastation, pay surprise visit. Location of the portal's been established, but how do we open it? Need to figure that out yet. We have the Wicked. Arrange meeting with Nocticula for Ember. Time to think. Richelieu. Yeah, so we're getting close to being done with the tasks at hand that we have anyway. It's not to say more won't pop up, but for what we know of at the moment, we are getting there, because a lot of these are going to come up pretty fast next to each other, I think, because a lot of them are related. So I think that's going to be okay. So I think we're going to call this an episode here, like I said, and next time we are going to go ahead and head on into the 10,000 delights here, talk to Shivaro's replacement, and move on from there. So if you've enjoyed this, do me a big favor, hit that like button for me, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button too, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.